The betrayal. I thought I had everything figured out. At 34, I was living what most people would consider the American dream. My career in finance was thriving, my house in the suburbs was comfortable, and I was married to the woman I'd always envisioned spending my life with. Sarah and I had been together for 7 years, and our life seemed like a perfect snapshot of happiness and stability. We had met in college and quickly became inseparable. Our connection felt unbreakable, and I was convinced we had something special. Our close-knit group of friends included Tom, my best friend since high school. Tom was more than a friend to me. He was like a brother. Naturally, Tom became a regular fixture in our lives, joining us for dinners, holidays, and vacations. Sarah and Tom also grew close, which I saw as a testament to how well everyone got along. Things started to change subtly, almost imperceptibly at first. Sarah seemed a bit distant, but I attributed it to stress from her job as a school counselor. She'd been working long hours, and I figured that was just part of the job. Tom, ever the supportive friend, spent more time at our house, often dropping by unannounced. Initially, I didn't think much of it. I was glad Tom was there for Sarah, and it seemed like a nice gesture of friendship. But the cracks in our relationship were starting to show. Sarah's demeanor was changing, and I was too blind to see it clearly. I didn't realize that what I considered Tom's kindness was actually part of a more insidious betrayal. One evening, I came home earlier than usual, hoping to surprise Sarah with a romantic dinner. I noticed her car wasn't in the driveway, but I assumed she might be out running errands. I walked into the house, which was unusually quiet. The TV was on but muted, and the kitchen lights were off. I headed towards the bedroom, thinking she might be resting. As I pushed open the bedroom door, I was met with a scene that shattered my world. Through the slightly ajar door, I saw Sarah and Tom in bed together. It felt like the ground was ripped from under me. My heart raced, and I struggled to breathe. I stumbled back, unable to process what I had just witnessed. The man I trusted like a brother and the woman I had committed my life to were betraying me in the most intimate way possible. I couldn't stay silent. I burst into the room, my voice trembling with a mix of anger and disbelief. What the hell is going on here? Sarah and Tom scrambled to get dressed, their faces a mix of guilt and fear. Sarah tried to explain, but her words were a blur. The reality of the situation was too overwhelming. "I'm sorry, John," Sarah finally managed through her tears. "It just happened. Tom and I. We've been seeing each other for a while." Tom, standing behind Sarah, looked both ashamed and helpless. "John, I didn't know how to tell you. I never meant to hurt you." "I save it," I interrupted, my voice cold. "I don't want to hear it. You both have betrayed me in the worst way possible." The days after the discovery were a whirlwind of emotions. I felt engulfed in a storm of anger, sadness, and a profound sense of loss. The betrayal had shattered my trust in Sarah and Tom. I was left to grapple with feelings of embarrassment and isolation. Friends and family reached out, but I couldn't bring myself to open up about what had happened. I felt exposed and humiliated. Sarah moved out of our home, and Tom vanished from my life. The friendship I had with him was irrevocably damaged. I debated whether to confront Tom directly or just cut him out of my life entirely. In the end, I chose the latter. Some wounds, I realized, were too deep to heal with mere words. My work life suffered too. I struggled to focus and felt detached from my responsibilities. My colleagues noticed the change, but I was too wrapped up in my personal turmoil to discuss it. The path I had once seen so clearly now seemed obscured by the shadows of my recent experiences. Eventually, I sought counseling to help process my emotions. The therapy sessions were a lifeline. They helped me understand the complexities of what I was feeling and what steps I needed to take to move forward. My therapist guided me through the process of healing and reassured me that it would take time. One day, I received a letter from Sarah. She asked if we could meet to discuss everything. After much hesitation, I agreed. We met at a quiet CAF, where Sarah tearfully recounted her feelings of inadequacy and confusion that had led to the affair. She admitted her mistakes but made it clear that she had no intention of rekindling our relationship. "I wanted to tell you how sorry I am," Sarah said, her voice trembling. "I know that nothing can undo the damage I've caused. I wish I could go back and fix everything." I listened, but her words seemed distant and hollow. The meeting gave me some closure, but it also reinforced my decision to move forward without Sarah in my life. Time was a healer, though a slow one. I began to rebuild my life, focusing on my career, exploring new hobbies, and reconnecting with old friends. The healing process was far from easy. There were days when the pain felt as fresh as it had on the day of the betrayal, But gradually, I found strength within myself. I started to trust again, but with caution. I surrounded myself with supportive friends and family who helped me navigate my journey of recovery. Each step forward was a testament to my resilience and ability to find happiness despite the pain I had endured. Years later, I look back on the experience with a mix of sadness and acceptance. The betrayal had changed me, but it also taught me valuable lessons about trust, love, and forgiveness. While the pain was something I would never forget, I had emerged stronger and more self-aware. My relationship with Tom was a chapter that was closed, and I had come to accept that some bonds could not be repaired. My relationship with Sarah was also in the past, but I wished her well from afar. I had found a renewed sense of self and a new outlook on life. In the end, I understood that life's challenges, no matter how overwhelming, also offered opportunities for growth. The journey through betrayal had been painful, but it had also been an essential part of my journey towards healing and self-discovery.